Hello, my name is Brenda Treaster and I am with Perky Pet. Today I would like to talk to you about feeding hummingbirds. One of the questions you may get asked when you're in the store is, what kind of feeder should I use to attract hummingbirds? A basic hummingbird feeder is going to have a glass or a plastic reservoir. You're going to look for a feeder with multiple ports. Additional features that are great to have are bee guards and ant moats. Another question that your customer may ask you is, well, what do I put in this hummingbird feeder? You're going to put liquid nectar in a hummingbird feeder, and there are several options that the customer can purchase directly from your store. Powder concentrate nectar, where you just add water. There's liquid concentrate nectar, again, you just add water. There's also ready-to-use liquid nectar that you pour it directly from the container you purchased it in into the feeder. Some customers don't like to purchase nectar, they like to make their own nectar. You just want to remind the customer to use 3 parts water to 1 part sugar. It is also important to clean the feeder. It's a good idea to clean your feeder twice a week. I suggest using warm water with soap. If you are in a warmer climate like Arizona, you may need to clean the feeder more than once a week. You're just basically looking to keep your nectar fresh and prevent mold buildup. If a customer says, well, I hung my hummingbird feeder, but I'm not getting hummingbirds to my yard, how do I attract hummingbirds to my yard? One thing to keep in mind is the time of year. A hummingbird is a migratory bird. They will start migrating from Central America to North America in March, hit about the center of the country in May, go all the way to Canada, and then return from August to October on their way back to Central America. Birdscaping is another way to attract hummingbirds to your yard, and when you birdscape, you plant tubular-shaped flowers in your yard in the area that you would like to hang the hummingbird feeder. You're looking for flowers that are bright in color, red, orange, and pink. Some examples that you could give the customer are azaleas, petunias, impatiens, and honeysuckle. To keep the feeders from leaking, this is a question that will get asked. You want to keep the feeder directly out of sunlight. Avoid windy areas because it will cause the feeder to rock, causing nectar to pour out of the ports. You also want to make sure that after you fill the feeder that you have it completely secured, the threads are aligned. Nectar is sweet and it will attract more than just hummingbirds. A consumer may be frustrated because bees and ants are coming to their feeder. You can look for a feeder that has bee guards. Some have a mesh guard around the port. Others will have just a slightly longer port. The purpose of this mesh or the longer port is a hummingbird's tongue is much longer than a bee's. Therefore, the hummingbird can still get into the nectar and the bee cannot. Some feeders have a built-in ant guard, and it's typically on the top of the feeder where you just add water, and then the ants cannot go across the water and down into the feeder, into the nectar. Another option is to add an ant guard above the feeder. The permethrin disc will deter ants, however, it is still safe around birds, pets, and people.